We shall next look at substitution method using change of variable technique. Often we may encounter recurrence relations of this form: t of n is equal to t of say root n plus 1. The idea of recurrence relation is precisely this. So you have a problem of input size n, and t of n denotes the number of comparisons or number of shift or number of some primitive operation that you express as a function of n itself, smaller values of n. So that could be t of n minus 1, or that could be t of n by 2, or it may even be something like t of root n, or we may even get t of n minus a, where a is some fixed integer, meaning it could be t of n minus 2, t of n minus 5, t of n minus 10, and so on. Suppose we get recurrence relation of this form, or recurrence relation of this form, how do we proceed? How do we proceed in solving this? Let's look at this one first. These two we have seen a couple of case studies. Let's look at how to solve recurrence relations of this form. So t of n is equal to t of root n plus 1. It is change of variable, which means I need to change the variable n to something else. So what I do, substitute n is equal to 2 power n. This is just a local change, and I am doing this just to arrive at solution for t of n. Later I will have to substitute back with appropriate value for m. So recurrence relation becomes t of 2 power m is equal to t of square root of 2 power m plus 1. And on simplification you get t of 2 power m is equal to t of, this will become square root, right? So which means this to the power 1 by 2, or 2 power m by 2. Okay, now this is change of variable. Now I am going to change the function itself. Say s of m is equal to t of 2 power m. So every 2 power m in t, the function t, is mapped to m in the function s. That's all we are doing. So 2 power m with respect to t maps to m with respect to s. So which means this becomes s of m is equal to, if 2 power m is mapped to m, then m by 2 power m by 2 is mapped to s of m by 2. Correct? S of m by 2 is t of 2 power m by 2. So t of 2 power m by 2 is s of m by 2 plus 1. And this one we have seen this recurrence relation before. This is precisely what recurrence relation of binary search. So it keeps focusing on one subproblem, pruning the other off. We spend one comparison. We spend one comparison to identify this subproblem, correct? So which means solution to this, as we know, it is theta of log, variable is m, so it is theta of log n. So, or use substitution method, this becomes s of m by 4 plus 1 plus 1, then s of m by 8 plus 1 plus 1. Keep doing it. When we count m, you will see there will be theta of log m once. So solution is theta of log m. And what is s of m? S of m is theta of 2 power m, which is theta of t of 2 power m, and which is t of n. N is 2 power m, and that shows that instead of m, you substitute a value which is a function of n. So m is log n base 2, which means it is log, the value of m is log n base 2, it is log n base 2. So what is that we have done? After we arrive at the solution for S of m, I am going back or mapping to the function t. And so this is precisely t of 2 power m, but I want it in terms of n. So which means t of 2 power m is t of n, and that shows that it is log of, in place of m you substitute the appropriate value for n, so you get log n base 2. So it is log base 2 over here, log base 2 over here, followed by n. Now one can see, if I bring other variations, something like n or n log n, and what would be the solution to the recurrence? So let's look at this recurrence relation. T of n is equal to t of root n plus n. Follow this style of substitution. Let's assume n is 2 power m. So we get t of square root of 2 power m plus 2 power m. Correct? So now again change of variable with respect to the function t. So you get s of m is equal to s of m by 2 plus 2 power m. Now the interesting part over here is s of m by 2 plus 2 power m. One can use substitution method to solve this. So keep doing this, so we get s of m by 4 plus 2 power m by 2 plus 2 power m. And this is s of m by 8 plus 2 power m by 4 plus 2 power m by 2 plus 2 power m. So after k iterations, you see that this becomes s of m divided by 2 power k, and we get to see 2 power m divided by 2 power k minus 1, and so on up to 2 power m. Okay. So what is happening? In the first place you get 2 power m, then 2 power m by 2, then it becomes 2 power m by 4. Like that it goes. Finally what will happen when m is 2 power k, this value will become s of 1, and if it is 8, you see m by 4. So which means if it is m by 2 power k, you will see m divided by 2 power k minus 1. Correct? So now if m is 2 power k, then this becomes s of 1 plus 2 power, this value will be like 2 power k by 2 power k minus 1, like that it goes. So you get m divided by 2 power k minus 1, and so on up to 2 power m. Correct? So now what is the solution to this, and how do we estimate the value of s of 1? So once we fix these two, and we are done with our problem. Correct? So let's look at what is s of 1, which means what is the value of the function s when m is set to 1. And when m is set to 1, we know how to map it to the corresponding problem, which is expressed as a function of t. And now using these two, one can evaluate this. That's on one side, but intuitively if you see, this is 2 power m, 2 power m by 2, 2 power m by 4, exponent keeps reducing and slowly it comes to 2 power 2. So this is the leading term, 2 power m, 2 power m by 2 and so on, and you can see that this expression is upper bounded by 2 power n, also lower bounded by 2 power n. So I can conclude that the solution to this recurrence is theta of 2 power n. Okay. Now you can see that S of 1. So S of m is t of 2 power m, which means S of 1 is t of 2. Now in the given relation, what is the value of t of 2? So t of 2 is equal to t of square root of 2 plus 2. So this you can assume to be some constant c, because it's a base value, just like t of 1 is 1 or 0, t of 2 will be 1 or 1.5 and so on. Please note, it is all input size. N represents some input size, meaning size of the array or the number of bits to represent an integer and so on. So we take some approximation, so we may not work with this fraction. We may take for square root of 2, we may either take the floor, which is t of 1, and appropriately we calculate the value of t of 2. But the message is, it is some value. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4, but it is some constant. So just like t of 1 is some constant, it could be 1 or 0, t of 2 is also some constant. So this value we have estimated, this is some constant. But the way to calculate this is via t. So because S of m is t of 2 power m, so S of 1 is t of 2, and when we substitute this, we get appropriate value. So t of 2 is t of 1 plus 2. Usually t of 1 will be given. Let's assume it is 0. So 0 plus 2, it is 2. So I told it is some constant. I mean, according to the value of t of 1, and this will vary. Okay. And most importantly, t of 1 is constant, which is why I am concluding the t of 2 is also constant. The next part is interesting. And next part is, you can see that it is 2 power m plus 2 power m by 2, like that it goes, and 2 power 4 2 square. Correct? At this place it stops. Now what is the value of this? You can see that it is m by 2 and so on, but you can see that this value is upper bounded by 2 power m, and the entire expression because of this is lower bounded by 2 power m. So this part alone is upper bounded by 2 power m, and the entire part is lower bounded by 2 power m with appropriate constants. Okay, you can say 2 times 2 power m and all that. So what is this telling us? It is both lower bounded by 2 power m. I mean, if this part is upper bounded by 2 power m, the entire function will be at most 2 times 2 power m. And this is at least 2 power m, which means this will be theta of 2 power m. Correct? This is one way of doing it. I am upper bounding this, and so that the entire expression is upper bounded by 2 times 2 power m. And the entire expression is lower bounded by 2 power m because the first term is 2 power m. Which means this expression, this is our step count, right? It is packed between 2 power m on this side and 2 power m on this side. So the value is theta of 2 power m. This is one way of doing it. We can also apply the other definition. Limit n tends to infinity, and we saw that f of n by g of n, and if it is some constant, then f of n is theta of g of n. You can apply that here. So limit n tends to infinity, 2 power m by 2, so on up to 2 power 4 plus 2 square divided by 2 power m. So this will be 1, and the rest of them will be 2 power m by 2 power m and so on. So which is 1 plus something, so that is some constant. Say I've used c before, so let me use c prime. That shows that this value is theta of 2 power m. And most importantly, this one becomes s of m is equal to the entire value is theta of 2 power m, and this one is t of 2 power m, which is t of n, and when you come over here you will have to rewrite this. What is 2 power m? 2 power m is n. So the solution to the recurrence is theta of n. To arrive at this, we have taken a different route, meaning using change of variable technique, I have substituted appropriate value for n. Then I had to make a change in the function as well. Then we got an interesting expression, and this you can see that it is both upper bounded and lower bounded by 2 power m. So therefore solution to this recurrence is theta of n. So it's quite interesting case study. So you may have to go through this multiple times to understand this part and this part. Also look at Scribe, you will see similar questions on this type, and you will also see how the expressions of this type are kind of solved using these kind of definitions which we had discussed in earlier lectures.